Okay, so if you've ever played around with an AI image generator, you know this exact frustration. You create the absolute perfect character, and then, poof, the AI completely forgets what they look like in the very next image. Well, today we're looking at a tool that might just solve that problem for good.
You know, it's a massive headache for pretty much every digital creator out there. You sink all this time into crafting the perfect prompt, you get a character you absolutely love, and then you realize it's basically impossible to put that exact same person in a different scene. The details get muddy, the face changes, and any kind of consistency just flies right out the window.
Does that sound a little too familiar? Yeah, this isn't just some small hiccup. It's a huge roadblock for anyone trying to tell a story, build a brand with an AI influencer, or just create a cool series of images. It turns your creative process into a total guessing game.
All right, so what's the fix for this consistency nightmare? Well, let me introduce you to something called Nano. It's a new AI image editor that was built from the ground up to tackle this exact challenge and put the creative control right back in your hands.
So what is this thing really? At its heart, nanobanana is a super advanced AI that actually understands plain English commands. This lets you edit your images just by typing what you want. But the secret sauce is how it's built. Its whole architecture is designed to have an incredibly sharp memory of the original photo, making it one of the most consistent editing tools out there today.
And getting started couldn't be simpler. Seriously, you just upload your starting picture, you type out what you want to change, give him a red jacket or put her on a beach, and the AI does all the heavy lifting, giving you back an image that really truly respects your original vision.
So what really makes this tool such a game changer? It really boils down to a few core superpowers that directly fix the biggest frustrations we see with other AI editors.
First up, and this is the big one, character consistency. Nanobanana is fantastic at preserving faces and identities. It basically takes a super detailed snapshot of your character's features and then intelligently reapplies that map during the edit. This is absolutely perfect for creating things like AI influencers or characters that need to show up again and again in a story.
Next is scene preservation. Instead of just, slapping a new object on top of an image, the model actually analyzes the lighting, the shadows, and the textures of the original scene. Why? So it can blend in new elements and make them look like they were there all along. It's smart enough to understand a really complex prompt like, place the creature in a blizzard, and make it look totally real.
And here's another huge time saver: one-shot editing. We've all been there, right? Hitting generate again and again and again, just hoping to get it right. Well, because Nanobanana is so precise, it's designed to nail the result on the very first try for most edits. No more endless re-rolling.
All right, to really see what this thing can do, let's put it head-to-head with its main rival in this space, a tool called Flux Context.
Now look, Flux Context is a decent tool, but when you put them side by side on these key features, the differences are, well, pretty stark. Where Flux Context can sometimes fumble with keeping character details straight or blending backgrounds smoothly, Nanobanana's architecture just gives it a clear advantage. Plus, it can handle multiple images at once, which is a huge deal for bigger projects.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This performance gap is definitely being noticed by people who use these tools every day. A digital creator, AI Artist Pro, said this editor, quote, completely changed my workflow and that the consistency is incredible, miles ahead of Flux Context. That's a huge endorsement.
And it's not just a one-off comment either. We're seeing this ripple across the creative community. More and more creators are finding that this level of consistency is fundamentally changing how they approach their work.
For instance, a specialist in user-generated content pointed out a massive business application saying, creating consistent AI influencers has never been easier. Think about it. That ability to maintain a digital personality is a total game changer for marketing.
And check this out. A professional editor backs up that one-shot claim, saying the feature is basically solved and praising how natural the scene blending is. When the actual pros are this impressed by the efficiency, you know the tech underneath is the real deal.
So what does this mean for you, for your projects? Well, this tech opens up some powerful possibilities. We're talking about creating entire social media campaigns with AI influencers, generating unique photos for products without a physical photo shoot, and developing all sorts of marketing materials. And the best part? The quality is high enough for commercial use.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, all this power, all this precision, it must take forever to process, right? Nope, get ready for this, 0.8 seconds.
Yeah, less than a single second.
That's the typical time it takes to generate a complex image. Because of its super optimized neural engine, you get all that quality and all that consistency almost instantly. It's not just more accurate, it is ridiculously fast.
So when you step back and look at the big picture, what does all this really mean for the future of how we create things digitally? Well, it strongly suggests that consistency might not be the huge hurdle it's been for so long. Ultimately, what a tool like nanobanana really does is transform AI image editing from a frustrating game of chance where you just cross your fingers and hope for a good result, and turns it into a deliberate, intentional act of creation, putting you, the creator, firmly back in the driver's seat.
So I'll leave you with this one final thought. Now that this level of control is becoming a reality, what story would you tell? If you could perfectly and consistently edit any photo you wanted just by describing it, what's the very first thing you'd bring to life?